Hello and welcome to Awaken the Truth Within with Zoey Gold. Today I want to clarify a few things here, especially about the law of attraction. Because, again, I can see working with people, working with different audiences, that while people are actually learning something very useful, something that resonates with them, because how do you know something is truth? It truly resonates with something deep within you because you know, spirit in you knows, and you know what is the truth. You can cover it, you can put some stickers on it, you can pretend you don't know it, you can train yourself throughout your physical path for a very long time so you kind of forget that you know it and how to listen to it and what that calling within you is, but it is still always there. So while people are learning pretty useful things that can really benefit them by reading different books, attending different seminars, learning about law of attraction, law of vibration, that is the basis of law of attraction, and many, many other things, somehow, what I've also noticed, people pick up some other stuff, some other data at the same time, and sometimes from those teachings and from those learnings that first of all, it's data in you that listens. So when you hear some piece of information, two different people will understand it and perceive it very differently, because there is the real you in you, that higher, broader perspective part, that the real you, your essence, your core. And there is also some data that you gathered and picked up along your physical path, some memories replaying in you and other stuff. So when you listen to something, sometimes data gets involved. And sometimes when you learn about something, there could be also some kind of data or some kind of misaligned misunderstandings. So that's the purpose of today's recording, is to clarify some of them. Now, what I also saw, that many people, I wouldn't say many, some, but it's a pretty large portion of those who actually learned about law of attraction, they somehow understand that, and especially those quotes like thoughts create things and etc., etc., etc. Yes, your focus and your attention to something shapes your inner atmosphere. And that is true. And when you look at something wanted, when you come up with ideas, when you look at your results, when you look at your goals, when you look at wanted, when you look at positive aspect of the subject, that basically influences your inner atmosphere, which influences your decision, your behavior, your actions, and your results. That's correct. But when you take it too literally, and sometimes people do, they start to be afraid of their own thoughts. They think something or they say something and they say, oh my God, cancel. I didn't mean that. I hope nothing bad can manifest from it, etc. So it is just about your choice, whether you want to be engaged in this conversation with this thought, like if you have nothing else to do, because every time when you focus on something unpleasant, you can ask yourself, how is this benefiting me? Is this benefiting me right now? What could I do instead right now that would be much more beneficial for me and everybody involved in this situation? It is the matter of your choice. And sometimes people like to play this game of life in different ways, and they want to get stuck on something negative and unpleasant for some period of time for some reasons. And it's not about that right now. What I want to say here is, when people become afraid of their own thoughts or their own ideas, and this is a 2,000-year-old brain, most of the thoughts are not even yours. You've heard them, you saw them, you learned them. It was passed from generation to generation, etc., etc. So when people become afraid of something, first of all, they operate at a level of resistance, and there are different levels of it. We're not going to go deeper into that right now. So it's some level of resistance. And also they put constraints on themselves. Oh, I cannot think this, I cannot think that, I cannot da 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 da. And the more you box yourself, the less free you are, the less you are who you really are, the less you can really apply your and use and utilize your resources, and less you can use your true power and true creative abilities. And the quality of life becomes smaller and truly unpleasant if you're afraid of your own thoughts or things that you hear or so. Oh my God, I cannot be involved in this conversation, or I cannot see this, or I cannot do that. It is about freedom, not about constraint. And yes, again, I will repeat that. That's the matter of choice. You want to choose consciously that for some reason, because it is more beneficial for you, not to talk about particular things, not to watch particular TV programs, not to engage in particular conversation, but not because you're afraid of them, but because you choose not to do it, because it's not fun, it's not interesting, it's not beneficial for you. It's your choice that you're not doing it. But there are some cases in life when you have to be involved in something. You cannot protect and close yourself off from other things. And then when you are in those moments, you stand in your true power, you have your own basis. You're connected with who you really are, and you operate from that alignment with source and that core within you. And you can look at these things and you can deal with them, and you're okay. You're free. So it is about freedom. Now, when people learn deeper the understanding and meaning of the law of attraction, they start to understand that, it is not actually maybe that so much of my thought, or especially the thought that flies in my head momentarily, and sometimes it feels that it comes out of nowhere and it's not even mine, that creates immediately something horrible if I think about it. But they understand that it is an inner atmosphere. It's how you feel, it's your mindset, what you focus on, what you remember, what you anticipate, and the feelings and the inner state that you live dominantly and persistently and consistently, right? That actually shapes your behavior, your actions, and your results, and you attract everything that is like to it and all that stuff, right? Here, I want to give even deeper clarification on that, because what I also saw that some are like, oh my God, I have to feel good all the time. I have to be in alignment with who I really am. And that means feeling positive feelings and thinking positive thoughts and feeling really, really good. But I don't. And that is scary, or not scary, but maybe I'm beating up on myself that I'm not there now. Like I'm focusing on something, I'm not feeling very good. I'm not there, but in order to be who I am and get what I want, I have to be there. And they create even more resistance by resisting negative feelings, negative emotions, and all that stuff. So the clarification here is that yes, your inner atmosphere will, of course, and definitely shape your decisions, your behavior, your actions, and your results, but you are the one who creates those feelings. You are the one who feels them. Right? Feelings and emotions is just an interpretation of your thought and of your focus. Nothing more. It's just your guidance system that shows you whether in this moment you perceive something and it is truly aligned with the higher, broader perspective, source perspective part of you about this subject. So when, for example, you look at something, you look at let's say you, right? So at this moment, when you look at you and you admire you and you love yourself and you appreciate yourself and you know how magnificent, beautiful you are, you feel really, really good. Why? Because in this moment, you're actually aligned with how Source sees you. Because Source sees you with love, with appreciation, unconditional love. Source sees you for who you really are, for all your capabilities, what you're capable of, what you can do, what you already are, with love. It is pure positive energy. Now, when you look at yourself exactly the same subject and you feel negative emotions because you beat up on yourself, you say, I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I didn't do it well, I'm boring, I'm not interesting, I don't know, etc., etc., etc. You focus in a way that makes you feel bad. That's a guidance system that shows you that your perspective about you, about this particular subject, is different, is not in alignment with perspective of source, higher, broader part of you, about you in this moment. Because source sees you with love, unconditional love, sees you for who you truly are. And when you self-condemn yourself, when you say you're bad, that you didn't do something, etc., your perspective in this moment is not aligned with perspective of source, and you feel discord, you feel the negative emotion. That's it. It's your guidance system shows you the relations between your perspective and perspective of source about the same subject. And it can be about you, about your future, about past, about other person, about the situation, about anything. That's why when I say when you feel negative emotions, it's bullshit. It's not real, because it is not aligned with perspective of source about that particular subject and you. And whatever that is that you're focusing on. And coming back to emotions and feelings, this is your guidance system. Feelings and emotions are interpretation of your thinking process, the quality of your thinking process, but you are producing it. You cannot make your beautiful gifts, your faculties, because these were given to you as tools. Your thoughts, your brain, the body, the feelings, the emotions, the ideas, everything. It is like, this is your tools that you can use, you can utilize, you can enjoy, you can guide and direct where you want. For the benefit of you, for the benefit of everyone involved, for the good that you desire, for the good that you desire for everyone involved. They were not given to you so you make them senior to you and you're afraid of them. And it feels like some people tell me, some clients tell me, I feel like my mind is using me. I think like my thoughts are feeling me. Thinking me. I feel like my feelings are uncontrolled, like my imagination is uncontrolled. Yes, and that's where self-mastery comes in. So you, the magnificent creator, because look, you can notice your thoughts. So who is this person or who is this being that noticing a thought? You can feel the feeling, but who is this being that feels the feeling? You, your essence, your core, your true core, is the real you. You are spiritual being having this physical experience. You are who you really are. You do not need to do anything to prove it or achieve it or anything else. You already are. You can pretend you're not, but in reality, you already are. Nothing can ever take it away from you. And these magnificent gifts, these tools, these faculties, the five senses, the mind, the brain, the thoughts, the pictures, all of these, the feelings, your imagination, these are your tools that you can use and guide and direct for the good of yourself and good of everyone involved. And when you are truly aligned, when the whole of you is moving towards what you want, can you imagine how much power you have? Because now when you're torn apart by different conflict, by different beliefs, by different data, by different stuff, by different fears, you're still powerful. You still live the beautiful life. You have beautiful experiences. You achieve your goals. You have plans. But can you imagine how powerful you can be when you're not fighting against yourself, when you're not fighting against anything internally, when nothing is pulling you in different directions, when the whole of you is moving towards where you want to go, towards the good, towards growth, towards fulfillment, towards the life. Because you are life. But can you imagine what you can do? How you can feel, what you're capable of, what you can create, what you can give, what you can enjoy. So it is time to step into your true power, to know who you really are, and to utilize those resources within you, and utilize those tools, the magnificent gifts at your disposal, to utilize them and guide them and direct them the way you choose for the greater good of you and everyone involved. And this was me, Zoey Gold, with you today, and have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you in our next podcast. Bye now.